What's up, guys? This is another video from my channel. This is going to be a collection update, basically CDs, tapes, books, DVDs, and that's basically it. You might hear my Facebook going off in the background. Pay no attention to that. I'll actually turn down my stereo so you won't really hear it that loud. So, yeah, because my computer's hooked up to my surround sound. So, here's the first lot of stuff, which is the tapes, just to get them out of the way. These were given to me by my father, so not really like metal or even really rock stuff, some of it, but just cool stuff. Some stuff I actually like listening to. The Mamas and the Papas, Gordon Lightfoot. I know Sean Count Blagrath likes Gordon Lightfoot, so yeah. Fleetwood Mac, Grace Hits, Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. Brothers in Arms. Sorry, I'm just fucking tired of shit today. And Gordon Lightfoot, I always liked him, even just for like the track Record Edmund Fitzgerald. Like, that's just an eerie track. I just remember hearing that in grade like 8 in French class when I was young. My teacher showed me that song, and I just liked it, so it's cool. The next stuff here I got is CDs. So first album is Rage Against the Machine. Still got the hype sticker on there, parental advisory sticker right there. I don't know how old this pressing is, but I'm not a first pressing type of guy anyways. I don't really care what pressing the albums are, as long as I have the music on official format. One second, guys. Okay. Next one is obviously Winter Heart's Curse to Summer. This was an album I reviewed just recently. Great Canadian black thrash. So yeah, check these guys out. I already showed the CD extensively in my review, so you don't really need the CD since it's in my player right now. So I'm not going to bother taking that out really. Next thing I have is a Sex Pistols bootleg I found, Russian bootleg, as you can see. This is officially this is considered a DVD. I can't find any info on it online, so if any of you guys know anything about it, send me a bit of info or anything you know about it. But it's not an official release, and it's not really a CD. It's actually a DVD, but I consider it a CD because it just has music on it, really. When I played this, it has weird Russian Windows pages, like options tabs, I would say from circa 2001, because it says on here Windows 98 NT Windows 2000, and it's basically just MP3s in 128 kilobyte per second quality on a Russian label, and it's just basically all these albums you see here, every single album, not even just like a few songs off every single one, all these albums, all that album, and all that, full songs. There's about 150 something songs on here, about 11 and a half hours worth of music, which is nuts in my opinion, but it's cool, I guess, if you really can't find the Professionals' second album, the only album by Neurotic Outsiders, and probably maybe Sid Vicious Sings. If you can't find stuff by those albums, because I know the Neurotic Outsiders is like $30 to buy, and I know the Professionals just isn't easy to find in general. I don't think, but yeah, if you want that music, if you ever find this, that's a good way to get it. I paid $1 for that, so not bad. 12 hours worth of music for $1. I don't support bootlegs, but that's just so strange, and it was there for $1, I just had to buy it. Not really supporting bootlegs, unless it's like live bootlegs that the band never wants to put out the bootlegs or put out a live album of the material anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, next album is Ugly Kid Joe, As Ugly as They Want to Be. Not a huge fan of Ugly Kid Joe. I've never really listened to Ugly Kid Joe besides a few tracks off this album on YouTube. But I picked it up because it's $1, and I don't know, I might listen to it and really enjoy the rest of this album. I think this is an early pressing, but I'm not sure. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say that it is, but it looks to be. I like the artwork on this, though. I find the artwork pretty funny. It's just, like, the album cover, obviously, and the back cover is just funny. And I don't know, it's just 90s, average 90s stuff, I guess. And here's a picture of the band, obviously. But yeah, I think this, 1991, so yeah, it's just 90s average stuff that came out, so I'm probably going to listen to that later on tonight, actually. Roger Daltrey's self-titled solo album called Rocks in the Head. I like Roger Daltrey's solo career. He's obviously an awesome singer. I've only listened to this album once before, and that was on YouTube a long time ago, but I picked it up obviously because all these were really cheap, and if I don't like it, it'll probably end up going to somebody else, or I'll sell it to some kind of like pawn shop around here or something just to get rid of it. I'm just gonna open this up and show you guys. I hate packaging and like this kind of package jobs where it's just bland as hell. And the worst thing is that was the case with so many like late 80s and early 90s CDs. They just came in the most bland packaging with the most bland album covers you can see there. But whatever. I guess creativity was like not really flowing back then for those guys. Flashback, rock classics of the 70s, has bands like the Allman Brothers, Bad Company, The Cars, Cheap Trick, Eric Clapton, Deep Purple, Foreigner, Kansas, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Pink Floyd, Bruce Springsteen, and Stephen Stills. Pretty good compilation from 1991. So yeah, just basically a cheap compilation you would have bought, even maybe at a gas station back in the day or something, taking the car, which I'd listen to. But I buy these compilations because I like the music. Obviously, I like most of those bands, and it's just they're not really like that certain. Like they're easy to find, different versions, but like there's not many copies of each individual version, as far as I know. But there probably is. I don't fucking know. They're just weird and interesting to me. Tom Cochrane and Red Rider with the album Victory Day. I always like Tom Cochrane. Not a huge fan. You're not going to catch me listening to him all the time. But obviously, Tom Cochrane's not terrible. Here's the CD. And the back of the booklet. All the little pegs in the CD case broke off, but that's obviously easily replaceable. Next album is Rock Tracks. Pretty cool compilation. This might go to my girlfriend, I think, because I don't really like all the bands on here. It's more like the Jeff Healey band I can deal with. Bad Company I like. Lenny Kravitz, not really. Pursuit of Happiness, meh. Colin James, don't even know. Go On, I think, or whatever. He's from... Can't remember what band he's from, but it's a solo artist from a certain band. Warrant, not really a huge fan at all. Haywire, nope. Elias, and a few other bands there. I'm just not a big fan of all of them. The most heavy band on here is Poison, with the song Something to Believe In, so obviously not something I'm really into, but I might give it to my girlfriend. Just bought it because it was interesting. Boston debut album. This is basically the cheapest pressing I could have found of this, but I did not have it on CD, so I said just willing to buy it for $1. It's probably like a $5, maybe a $4 CD when it came out, but you know, whatever. And that's not faded. I have seen other copies of this pressing, and it's not. I'm pretty sure that's not faded. It's just a shitty print of the album cover. It's like all like just bad looking. And you can tell it's an old CD because it has that old CD kind of perimeter and stuff on it, and just I know when they're old CDs when they have that thick line on the outside out there. You can usually tell they're older. They're not newer pressings. But yeah. Obviously a classic, and I wasn't going to pass that up for $1. Another great album here. Not a huge fan of this band, not even really familiar with all their work, but Hey Rosetta, Into Your Lungs, and Around Your Heart, and On Through Your Blood. Interesting album name there, if you can see that. Probably won't focus, but whatever. Hey Rosetta are a pretty cool band. I think they've played live near me a bunch of times. I've never seen them live, but yeah. That's a really nice packaging. It's really nice packaging too. And the booklet, compared to the cover, the booklet is small as fuck, but whatever. It's the first time I've ever had a booklet this small, but yeah. And there's a lot of nice artwork in this too, so pretty cool. I would have paid $5 or $10 for that into my local CD store, so it was cool to find for $1. 1 second, CD's falling out. Okay, it's better. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Not a huge fan, but Tom Petty is classic anyways, and I like a few of his songs. What ones do I like? Refugee is obviously a really good song in my opinion. Don't Come Around Here No More, Running Down Dream. I just remember that when I was young, listening to that all the time. And Free Falling. Like, I was always the kid listening to the classic rock radio, so that's why I remember most of the Tom Petty stuff. I still enjoy most of it, so, yep. 20th Century Masters, Greatest Hits of Styx. Not a fan of these 20th Century Masters collections, whatever the fuck you want to call them. But, yeah, they're okay, I guess. I just get them because they're $1 a piece. I've never bought one from anywhere, really. They're always at Walmart, and I think of buying them, but because they're there for like maybe $2 sometimes. But I just won't. I just don't want to buy stupid shit like this, really, for retail prices, or even buy at retail, because I feel like I'm supporting these shitty collections like this. I just buy for collector purposes. And most of the time, I don't even listen to them. I just buy them just for collectability, I guess. Sonic Youth, LP. Obviously, this is Goo, one of their best albums. And it's a classic. I remember when I was a kid, I used to be really into Nirvana. And when they first put out this album, it sold, I think it was 100,000 copies when it came out. And they were hoping that Nevermind, the Nirvana album, would sell maybe half of that, so 50,000. Now we obviously know what happened there, and Nirvana went on to sell, I believe, 15 million, somewhere around there. I might be off a little bit, but yeah. So blew this album out of the water, but this album is still classic as shit. And if you don't like Sonic Youth, then I don't know how you can like early 1990s alternative music at all. Because it's pretty fucking classic, and it's the first Sonic Youth album I even own, so I'm happy to get that. The last CD is Cheap Trick Surrender. It's just a cheap compilation, and you can see like just like sticker dirt there, so I have to clean all that off, or just get a new case. But yeah, this was put out in 1990. It's just a cheap compilation CD, not even a full book with just the album cover and then CD there. All these are in mint shape, so that's great, but that's just a cheap CD, I guess. I don't know. Cheap Trick Collection. I can't even fucking pronounce words today, guys. I'm sorry, but yeah, most of it's for collectability. I listen to compilations when I'm not in the mood to go listen to every single studio album, so whatever. And the next stuff here is books. Now, books for me, I like buying books because I read anyways. I read a lot of books when I'm not listening to music. I'm either reading or drawing or something. But I buy a lot of books by bands because it's even more interesting because I'm already listening to music all the time. So then buy a book about a band, and then it's even more stuff about music, and it's just interesting. I can combine the two hobbies. First book is Walk This Way, the autobiography of Aerosmith. Worst part about this is obviously one of those die-cut covers that was supposed to go around the Aerosmith logo, but it got ripped here for some reason, so all this portion here is missing. But whatever, I paid $1 for this, so I'm not upset by it. I actually got most of those CDs and this thing here I got for free, and another DVD, because I traded some stuff I had there, not even stuff I liked, for the stuff. It was like $15 for, I think it was 6 CDs, a DVD, and a book for $15, but I traded away some stuff to get this. So yeah, just a few pictures in the middle. Good book. I've read a little bit of it. Not like amazing. You're not going to be reading this like, oh my god, like mind blown, but it's still awesome, and I still like collecting these. Hopefully I'll find a copy without a ripped cover, but whatever. I never find another one, so it's awesome. Symphony for the Devil, the Rolling Stones story. Awesome book by Philip Norman. And yeah, I just like this book. It's a really good take on Rolling Stones back before like they had like 1 million people making hype up about them. I know there was still a lot of hype on the go back when this came out, but like I find with rock bands, if you try to write a biography now in the 21st century about a band that was on the go, let's say in the 60s, 70s, or 80s, or even the 90s, you're gonna get a bunch of like added on bullshit that never happened when the band was on the go, and you'll see shit like that with like Nirvana and stuff. You'll see all this added on shit that came years later because apparently one of the people in the band heard or wrote something about it that everyone took seriously. But the thing is that this book here, I don't find there's a lot of that kind of bullshit added on crap that comes years later after a band is broken up or is like so many years into their legacy. But yeah, this is an awesome book. It's cool pictures in the middle. It's not like it's not like books now where you'll get in the middle and it'll be all color printed and laminated. It's just basically like almost newspaper print with like black and white photos. And this is a library book, and so here's the library card. As you can see, the first time it was taken out was 85, August 6th in 85. And I think the last time since it was taken out was September 5th, 2000. I find that cool. I'd rather own a library book than anything, because library books are just, I don't know, kind of kept in better condition, and they have that cool card so you can see the history of the book and who read it and stuff. And the last book I've purchased here this week is Ace Frehley's No Regrets. I bought this for $7 at a local department store. This was written with Joe Layden and John Ostrowski, I think his name is. But I know Joe Layden. I think, yeah, he was the ghostwriter on Dave Mustaine's book, Mustaine, and stuff like that. So, yeah, he's pretty prolific in the rock world for writing memoirs and stuff like that, or just books about rock stars and stuff. So, yeah, awesome book. I can't believe I got this for such a cheap price, but you can see here on the back, I think this is like a, yeah, it's like somewhere like a $30 book. Yeah, $30 book for $7, so really awesome. And I just like this. I like Ace Frehley. I'm not a huge fan of Kiss, but I like Ace Frehley's work that he's done without Kiss and stuff. He's just a really interesting person. And you can see in the middle of the book, Dimebag Darrell hanging out with Ace. Obviously, Dimebag was a huge fan of Ace, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, and also I went to the fair yesterday, and I bought this book. I went off for a break from the fair for a little bit. I went over to the mall that was right next to the fair, and I went in, because I always know they have either books on metal or music in general, and sometimes they have CDs. Not very often, but sometimes they do, and it's usually really, if they're there, they're really cheap. So I went off and looked for this, and I found this, and I was like, oh, that's cool, so I bought it. And then I realized, oh shit, now I have to fucking wait all day to bring this home, and I have to carry this around with me. It was like I have no one to take it home. I'm just gonna have to walk around with it. So I just fucking folded it up in the bag, stuck it in my jacket, and rode every single ride with this in my jacket. So that's pretty funny. And I never got beat up either. I never got like beat up or like ripped or anything. So that's pretty funny. The last few things here. I know this is getting to be a pretty long video, guys, but these are the last few things here. The White Stripes Under Blackpool Lights. Really cool live DVD. I think this is the only live. There might be others, but I think this is one of the only live DVDs the White Stripes ever put out. Not a gigantic fan of the White Stripes. I know most of their albums. I've listened to most of their albums. Sorry the video cut out there, but yeah, like I said, not a big fanatic of the White Stripes, but yeah, cool packaging on this also. Really like it. And the White Stripes are just good modern rock, not like fucking Nickelback and shit, obviously. Too bad they're broken up now, but Jack White's projects are pretty fucking good also. I like Jack White. He's a cool person. Not too, like, up and too high and mighty. So, yeah. This is the DVD I got for free in a trade. G3, Live in Tokyo, Satriani, Vine, Petrucci. Awesome video. This is basically a jam, it's basically 3 guitarists playing live in Tokyo and then a jam. So they jammed Foxy Lady, Lagrange, and Smoke on the Water. But yeah, this was from the 2005 tour. I was really surprised that I even found this. Apparently, she had a bunch. The person I got this off of had a bunch of other concert DVDs, but she already had them sold. And I understand why this wasn't taken, because not a lot of people are into Satriani and Vai and Petrucci. Like, you're not going to buy this if you're looking for an Aerosmith live DVD, like, unless you're into both of those bands. Most people around here are into classic rock. They're like, yeah, Aerosmith and shit. They're not going to be interested in this, so most of the metal stuff is usually left over, which is pretty awesome. The last DVD is just not a movie. It's a movie, not a live concert, but whatever. It's metal related, so fuck it. Spinal Tap, or this is Spinal Tap. Fucking awesome movie, one of the funniest movies ever made. As I said, even says on the back. But in my opinion, this is one of the funniest movies I've ever watched in my life. I remember watching this for the first time, and every time after I was going out with friends, I'd be making quotes and shit about this. So. Like, even when I'm around, like, my girlfriend and her brother, I'm, like, always making funny-ass quotes about this, so. Just, good movie. And actually, after I bought this, I met up with a metalhead at the flea market who was walking around and selling some stuff there, like Pokemon stuff. He sells, resells stuff there, but we were talking about this movie, and then we started talking about, like, Sepultura and Creator and shit for, like, half an hour, so that was pretty funny. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I got like 30 seconds left on the recording, so that's for recording time, so whatever. It's good, because I make these videos too long anyways. Sorry about that, guys, but I'll talk to you later. And I'll have another video up tomorrow, I believe. It'll be another cassette video, and hope you guys enjoy that one. So see you later, guys. And